In my last Collector Corner special episode, I told you the Dapol Blackout 14XX was going to be a collectible. Well, I made a mistake. It's going to be super collectible, and I'll tell you why. In my last episode, I made the case for why Dapol's upcoming transitional Blackout 14XX, specifically running number 1401, was a brilliant collector's choice for regional layout flexibility. But I have a confession to make. Because of my younger age, I missed a massive, blindingly obvious piece of history. A viewer left a comment asking why I didn't mention the Titfield connection. I had no idea what they meant, so I did some homework, and what I found completely blows my original collectability argument out of the water. This model isn't just a smart regional choice, it is a certified double feature silver screen legend. If you thought this engine would sit on shop shelves, think again. I think it's going to sell out instantly. I went and watched clips of the movie online, which was Ealing Studios' very first film shot in glorious Technicolor. As a model railway modeller, the background traffic absolutely stole the show for me. When the action moves to Mallingford, the filmmakers capture genuine everyday 1952 British Railways Western region life. I was spotting GWR moguls, heavy-duty hall classes, and castle locomotives like 5036 Lyonshaw Castle rolling through the station alongside period-accurate wagons and coaches. Is an absolute goldmine of inspiration for any rail model enthusiast. And right in the middle of it all, playing the Star Branch Line engine before its dramatic derailment, is our exact blackout livery tank engine, number 1401. Interestingly, it didn't work alone. To speed up filming, the sibling engine number 1456 also starred alongside it as a camera double, disguised with fake 1401 number plates, so the crew could shoot scenes in both directions without turning a single engine around. Lion, which I suppose is the main star in the movie, well, poor old Lion. She was about 120 years old at the time when the movie was shot and couldn't go faster than 15 miles per hour. So many of the scenes she was shunted into a faster speed by our subject, 1401, and then at times even pulled by her. There's a fun fact for you there. But the cinema history goes even deeper, and it gets a little bit spooky. Number 1401 isn't just a comedy icon, it actually has a horror movie connection. 13 years later, in 1966, Hammer Film Productions released their classic horror movie, The Reptile. To save on budget, the directors reused the old Ealing stock footage of the very same locomotive in motion. So if you watch closely, right in the middle of a vintage British monster movie, number 1401 comes steaming across the screen. Now, The Reptile also stars a fantastic John Laurie as Mad John. For me, seeing John Laurie in a Hammer movie injects instant comedy.
This is an evil place. Corrupt and evil. Evil.
Into a would-be scary movie, he played my absolute favourite character, Private Fraser in Dad's Army. And he reminds me so much of my own grandfather. So seeing him there completely flips the mood. So as 1401 makes another appearance, years after departing to the railway shed in the sky, it makes this locomotive a true icon that scored film roles across two separate decades. But my favourite discovery from my research was an extremely short clip featuring a museum-style art postcard or sketch of the Titfield Thunderbolt. Itself a veteran locomotive, the Titfield Thunderbolt, or Lion, built in 1838. In the plot, the villagers use this drawing to prove to a strict minister inspector that they have a viable replacement locomotive to keep their line open. Being obsessed with railway history, I wanted to find a clean copy of this artwork, so I did some deep digging. It turns out the original movie prop is locked away in a private archive. Worse yet, even if you freeze frame the film, about 30% of the artwork is completely obscured by an actor's hand and hidden in the shadows. It is a beautiful piece of transport cinema and railway mania that was essentially lost in time. I couldn't just let that piece of history sit in the dark, so I reached out to my friends over at History Live Productions. I talked them into completely researching and recreating this piece of art from scratch, meticulously channeling the exact style seen in the 1953 film, and here is the big reveal. They have beautifully recaptured the vibrant colours, restored the hidden details behind the shadows, and brought this legendary scene back to life. It is an incredible tribute to both British film history and classic steam heritage. It turns out this tiny Dapol 14XX has a massive cinematic legacy behind it. When she finally arrives in my layout and I'm running her, I'm honestly not sure if my thoughts will be of the light-hearted Ealing comedy or the Hammer horror film, or maybe it'll just be a line from an imaginary engine driver, Private Fraser, shouting, "We're all doomed." Thanks for watching. See you next time.